So this morning I'm working on another octopus drawing, and I just wanted to do a short video again with the markers. So let's look at this drawing, which I have finished, and you can see that there's a lot of different darks and lights in here, and that was basically achieved with two different colors of blue. And I just basically go over the shadow areas again and again to build up that darker color. And in the very darkest areas, I use a shade of marker that's a little bit darker than the original color. And the background was done with two different colors of peach to get this sort of bubble effect. So basically, let's go back to this pen drawing. Usually I use Copic markers, but this color is a Prismacolor. So we're going to start with that. And I'm going to use the brush end. And I'm going to start up here and just real carefully start coloring that in. And again, I have another video where I color in an octopus drawing very similar to this. And the main takeaway is just that I don't color it in once and say, okay, it's finished. This is actually what takes the longest out of the entire drawing, because I will go back and continue to build up the color to make darker areas, to make the lighter areas stand out more. So it's very much sort of a process of just layering the color until I'm happy with it. Right, so we're going to go in and keep coloring these. Right, so this is just the base layer. And I'm going to color this whole thing in like that. And then go back and start adding the shadows. Another point that I would like to bring up, one of my friends pointed out that Copic markers are not inexpensive, right? They're like $8 or $9 a marker, so if you're trying to buy a set, it's not cheap. So what I do, my local art store is actually a Michael's, and in the newspaper every week they have a coupon for 50% off one item. So I will go in with that coupon and buy a marker. So I don't have a complete set, right? Actually, here are some of my markers. So I basically bought them one at a time, and I just pick out a color that strikes my fancy for no reason whatsoever. But I would like to point out that there is a lot that you can do with one color, right? Like this octopus drawing is essentially going to be one color. You could do it with two if you wanted to add a background, right? But it's not like you need to buy the entire set for $1 million to get started. And I would also like to point out that I am not sponsored by anybody. So when I say that I like a product, you can be assured that I am telling the truth. It would be nice if I was sponsored. I would save a lot of money on markers. However, for now, I just buy them with my 50% off coupon and color in my little drawings. So we're going to continue coloring this in. Right, so you can see that this base is just going to be this green color. Now I do have a darker green to use for the shadows when I get to that point, but let's use this area in here as an example, right? So this is going to be a lot darker, and you can tell, hopefully, that when I go in here and color over it again, it's going to get darker, right? And I can keep doing that, right? So I'll end up recoloring these areas several times. Again, right here, this is going to be a little bit darker. So you can tell, right? Just in that short amount of time, we've already got some shadows starting to show up. Right? So let's go back and look at the finished drawing so you can see the effect that we're going for, right? So again, this is going to take a while This is one of the longer parts of the drawing, but it's worth it because it's what really makes the drawing look good, is to build up these layers of color. All right, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, you can see more of my work on my website, virginiapoltrack.com. Thanks.